Good morning, world. It is October 19th, 2013. This is Live Play League of Legends, episode number 4, where we talk about League of Legends and we're going to discuss and go over some really cool tips and tricks and things to do while you're playing League of Legends. I myself am still a silver player, and as I've stated before, I'm really smart, and but I can't just. The issue is I can't do it in game. So I have what do they call that? I can't think of what it's called right now, but I have it. I can't do stuff in the game. I know how to do it in my head. I just can't make it happen on paper, so to speak. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna tell you, first of all, sorry, I'm not gonna teach you anything. You're watching the show, I'm not teaching anything. What I'm going to show you is that for the first time, I don't have any notes in front of me. Because what I'm going to do now is do everything literally unscripted. The first 3 episodes, I kind of had notes about the show that I was going to do. And I kind of just went over one topic. I'm still going to pick a topic, but this time, I'm just going to pick a game at random that's playing live, and I'm going to talk about it, and we're going to discuss it, and we're going to go over what went right and what went wrong for both teams. I'm no longer going to just pick and choose an episode. This particular episode is about team fighting. So we're going to look at fights. When a fight breaks out, I want to be there. Make sense? Now, I said team fighting, but at the same time, I'm also going to discuss lane fighting, and just fighting in general, when to do it, why to do it, where to do it, how to do it, things like that. So that is going to be our focus today. Today I'm doing an episode on Saturday. This is not normally going to happen. I am back for the long run now. I'm not going to... I went on hiatus for a very, very long time just because I got a job, and now my job is slightly less demanding. I'm a GameStop shift leader, but... So it's a little bit less demanding, I should say, and at the same time I have less hours than I did at my first job, which kind of caused me to not be able to do the shows anymore, and I had to do them right when I got off work, and then I couldn't sleep very much, and then so it was just very hectic. So my schedule was hectic, but now my schedule is fine. Oops, I just hit the microphone. That was probably very, very loud. Sorry. So my schedule is no longer hectic, and I'm able to just do this. I'm going to try to do an episode every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Today is Saturday, and I know that that's kind of strange. I'm going to do one today just because I haven't done one in forever. So Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, I'm going to do an episode. Friday, I'm going to play myself just a random game that I have or that I'm going to get. I'm going to buy a game if I can. This is going to happen every Friday. I'm going to do a fun game, and of course, by popular demand, a few people on my friends list on League of Legends and a few people that have actually watched my channel before want me to start doing more Amnesia. Fuck them, but I'm still gonna do it. So this coming Friday, we're gonna be playing Amnesia: A Machine for Pigs again, and I get to be terrified of those little frickin' children. I'm not looking forward to that. However, it should be fun. I loved the first Amnesia. Oh my god, I loved it so much. It was terrifying as hell, but I loved it. I got into the story, and it was really fun. And for those of you who haven't watched me play the first one, I do have the first one on YouTube. So if you haven't watched me play the first Amnesia, go and watch me. You'll laugh, I'm sure, because I was terrified. I shit my pants a couple times. Not literally. Disgusting. Come on, people. So, anyways... Enough announcing. Let's jump right into this game where... Oops. That is not what I wanted to jump to, guys. And now I can't jump back. Whoa, there we go. Okay. It's a black screen now. It shouldn't be now. There we go. Alright. So, I need to find some place to put this microphone. It's a little bit better than where I have it right now. I'm going to put it right... Oops. Oh, come on. There we go. Sorry if this is loud, guys. I'm very sorry. I'm trying my best to kind of get situated here. Alright, so that should be better. Probably not for you guys. You know what? I'm just gonna put it back where I had it. Really sorry. I'm just trying to fix this, and it's really just not working for me because the issue is I don't have all of my stuff where I want it, and I don't have enough room on this top desktop. So as you can see, Garen just died up here in this lane. Now, unfortunately, because I came in early, I can't go back and show you what happened. I really don't know what happened. I know that Garen was probably killed by, Udyr was killed in this top lane a little bit ago by Garen and Soraka. I don't know what happened. I don't know how Soraka got a assist on that because she's way down here. Where was she at? She was right down. There she is. Sorry. She's way down here. I don't know how she got an assist. This happened literally about 30 seconds ago. Granted, I mean, maybe it was the extra heal that I don't know if that counts as an assist, but it did for some odd reason. So let's jump right into this game. We're going to start down here where we see two Jinxes facing off. Now, also, I would like to note that this is not a ranked game. This is actually just a regular normal match, non-draft mode. It's actually blind pick, which is why you see two Jinxes. Also, fun fact, I'm gonna actually fix these for you. This Leona, Soraka in the mid lane. There's your jungler, right? Yeah. Okay, Garen top, Yi jungle, Soraka mid, Jinx as the ADC, Leona as the support. We also have an Annie support down here. Udyr looks like he's in the top lane, I believe. Yes. Their jungler is Riven. And their mid laner is Zed. Good. So we have that all sorted. I would like to note that these players are all gold, diamond level players. So, not that that matters a whole hell of a lot. I just thought it might be some good information for you guys to know so you can understand who's playing and what's going on. So we're going to watch this bottom lane. I'm going to go ahead and turn this on because this is not really, this is really cool little design that they have. We don't really need this because we're not looking at, really looking at it. And yes, by the way, Zed does have triple longsword. Don't do that. I mean, you can. I guess it works, but if you're gonna get triple something, why don't you just go ahead and get triple going? All right. So there's some fighting. We're gonna jump back and watch this happen again. So, actually, I have to pause this, and I really need to move this thing because that's going to be annoying. If I could actually turn that off, because I know that's going to annoy the hell out of you guys. Chat scale. Let's do that. Always fix it later. Alright, so, what happened here? We're going to use... There it is. Alright. So, what's just happened is you've seen Annie come around this way. She was hiding in this bush just a second ago. She reveals herself to show that she's there, and yet Solex does not go back. Instead of going back, he decides that he wants to try and get... There was a minion here, I believe. Or he wants to try and get a few pot shots on this minion. Or even on this Jinx. Whichever one it may be. You see that Annie's just getting closer and closer, and you can tell that she has a stun down. Not only was the stun ready, it hit and it connected. And you can see that Solex is now stunned up. Now, this does two things. This allows Jinx to throw her traps and initiate yet another stun. Once that goes off, now you've got Jinx still attacking the other Jinx. As weird as that sounds. You've got blue Jinx attacking the purple Jinx, and Leona jumping on this Annie. Now, let's go over what should have happened. Personally, This is always my opinion, and I want you guys to know that. This is always my opinion. I'm never trying to make you do anything. But as this Leona, I personally would have went for this Jinx. This Jinx could be stunned herself and would have stopped all this damage that happened to Solex. What a Ray has actually gotten a huge burst of damage onto this Jinx just because Leona went this direction instead of going that direction, and Solex cannot even attack Annie right now. She has to turn, and you'll see that the only person she can hit is the other Jinx. She can't even attack this Annie, she's too far away. If she did want to attack the Annie, she could use her her Q, and turn to the rocket launcher, and would give her more range, and she would probably be able to hit the Annie, but it would also cost her mana and drain her pretty fast. As you all know, if you've ever played Jinx, she does get mana drained quite easily. So, key issues again: Leona jumping the wrong person, Jinx caught out of play, trying to farm when she just couldn't farm. And that's something I'm going to go over real quick too, since I'm already thinking about it. When you see farm available, if you're getting zoned out, just get zoned out. You're getting zoned out, so just let it happen. Don't try to be the hero and jump in and try to initiate something that you know isn't going to work. I see it all the time in Bronze and Silver. A player says, you know, I want to get this farm, and I want to farm good, and I want to do good in the lane, and then when they start getting zoned out by, say, like a Jinx or by like a Singed, even if you get zoned out by a Singed and he's coming through, Singed is hard. You can get zoned out by a Singed pretty easily. But when you get zoned and pushed away from your minions so that you can't farm, just let it happen. Go on the defensive, because you're not going to be able to go on the offensive. You just have to do that, okay? It happens. You will be able to farm under your turret, and that's where you attack. You attack under your turret. You do not farm out here in the open where these guys are at. So Solex didn't make a mistake, but he did, however, try to farm when he knew he wouldn't be able to, because this Annie was ready for that stun. So think about that. When the next time you're trying to farm, is the farm or is the 17 gold really, really worth it? I mean, at this level, you're only getting 17 to 20 gold. Is it really worth it? Was it worth 20 gold for all this damage? I want to show you just how much damage she gets put on. Almost even more with that with the W coming down from the other one. Now, granted, this Annie does get hit up a bit because of this Leona. Leona is very, very powerful, but this shouldn't happen, and this shouldn't happen either. Even though this Annie took a lot of damage, is it really worth it? Because who's going to get the kill? If anybody's going to get the kill, it's going to be this Leona. And does anybody really want to get a kill with a support? You're trying to feed your ADC. So when you engage, you just want to think before you actually do the engage. And I know that that's super hard. I know it is, because I do the same shit. I've done this before. I'm probably one of the same people. I'm probably done the same thing Solex has done. But that's why we're here. If we discuss it openly and we figure out what we're doing wrong or what we're doing right, you might be able to change it in game. Missing that rocket. So, as you can see, this Annie turns on this Leona and does zone her out as well. Now the potion goes down for Solex, and you can see Yi waiting in the bushes. So it looks like this is going to even out for the purpose. I'm going to go ahead and push this, and that was a beautiful flash, but it's not going to help out. As you can see, Annie's going to get zoned. Leona does get killed, and they actually escape! The stuns from Annie, so beautiful. Oh my gosh. Now, I can't really go over that play. That was just a beautiful stun. Annie's doing really, really well right now, if you haven't noticed. That was really, really good. Really, really good. Now, that turned in for a 2-for-1 for blue side, even though Master Yi came in to help Leona and the other Jinx. All because what happened before. If we want to go over that really quickly, let's think about why those kills were able to happen on Jinx. Leona was at really, really low health because of the Annie and the Jinx combo when they came in. Yi got stunned up. Leona couldn't really engage, because if she did engage, she was going to die anyway, and that's what happened. So, I mean, all of that happened because of the fact that all of this happened over here. They took so much damage that when they came back in for the team fight and Yi came in to help, there was no way, but they couldn't really do anything. So it's one of those things, like, if in this team fight, you have to think 5 minutes ahead, you know, sometimes. Even 10 minutes ahead if you possibly can. Like, you know Master Yi's coming down to help. Well, do I want to engage? Because if I engage, I could lose a little bit of life, and when Yi does get here, I won't have the ability to team fight really well because of the fact that, well, I'm going to be going in with something like half HP, like Leona. Or even like this Jinx. This Jinx came back with a potion and all that, but it wasn't nearly as much as having full HP. Plus she was level 4 at the time. If you don't remember, she was actually only level 4 and this Jinx was level 6. Now even though this Jinx missed her rocket, if she had hit that rocket, just imagine how much more damage would have been on these two characters, Jinx and Leona. So you gotta really think 5 minutes ahead when you come up with your strategies. And even though that this is a solo queue, you can still do that. You can still think, is this going to help me or benefit me now? And will it benefit me later as well? If any of those answers is no, then you don't do it. So let's jump back into the game. We saw some really good plays by Blue there just now. Really good plays. You can see she's actually throwing on that, she's using that rocket just because she's not able to really get in there and do damage with anything else. So if she gets too close, she knows what's going to happen. The Jinx is going to be able to zone her out. And she should just let this happen. Now she can fight under the turret a little bit. She's going to be okay under here for a little while. And even while she's here, she's still, getting hit by the post. And look, notice how she doesn't go in. That is a great play. Don't go in. You've got this farm coming to you. That's a great play. I really strongly suggest that anybody who saw this, she doesn't need to go in for that kill. She doesn't need it. She can get this farm and get a lot of gold that way. Good play. Good plays. Strongly agree with that. She just got 6 kills. 6 minion kills. That puts her at 56 compared to the 37 of Solex. Beautiful. Annie is rejoining. We're going to pause this and see what's going on up here. Nothing really happening up here. Okay, I saw the Yi up there, so I was thinking maybe a team fight was going to break out, or maybe a fight would break out. But it didn't. See the ward placement here? Now the Leona's hidden here, no wards, and Annie does have a stun. So I think she'll be okay. She's not going to take too much. That was a bad idea. Okay, I like Blue plays up until this thing because that stun was wasted. I think she could have done a lot more damage. And yeah, that's what happens when you waste the stun like that. So we're going to go over that play. After just now complimenting Annie on all the beautiful stuns she just had, she wastes a stun when she was down here just to stop that Leona. That shouldn't have happened. She should have waited and bided her time because she really needed that stun against something that just happened to her. And Jinx was on her way, so it really would have benefited her and her team to hold that stun for just a few more seconds to see what was coming, to see what was going to happen to you. Now, also, I should mention that I know that these are character-specific plays. For example, the Annie having the stun available and all this other stuff, and the Leona being able to jump. But at the same time, even though these are character-specific from the Annie and from the Jinx and the ults and things like that, that doesn't mean that you can't think ahead when you actually play your game as well, even if you're playing a completely different champion. Somebody like Master Yi or something who doesn't have a stun. You can still think, what is the best thing for me to do at this point in time? And that's really what I'm trying to get through everybody's head. And you can see that in these plays. What is best to do? That's not. gonna jump back.
Blue team's turret
Let's
has
see
been
what happened here,
destroyed.
because this looks like a fight between Garen and Udyr. Alright. First things first. I am one of those people who does like to sit out here and watch. But this is way too close. I'm just saying. That is way too close. Garen can close that gap if you try to run back to this turret. And I'm almost going to bet that that's what happens. Okay, he did move back. However, this is still too close. He should have started moving back around. Yeah, Garen is going to go down, I'm pretty sure. Unless something just extremely dumb happens. The ignite does go down. I'm just going to help him. And that stun did it too. But at this point in time, yeah, that's... So the easiest thing that would have been able to, or the easiest way to have avoided that fight was to sit back. It's one of those things where I was again saying, you know, you're getting zoned. And even though technically he wasn't getting zoned in his lane, he was still outside of turret range, way out here by the other turret that had already fallen, without any protection, and it's him versus Garen. And knowing that Garen is a lot stronger than Udyr, even though Udyr has stuns, you just gotta be careful with what you're doing. Garen has a nice little passive that's gonna heal him a little bit. His damage is off the charts if he uses his Q, and even his shield is pretty good. Plus, he's got the spin to win, which everybody fucking uses. And the ult just does a shit ton of damage to, you know, low health characters, which is exactly what happened. So I'm not trying to say that Udyr is bad, because he's probably not a bad player, and he did get that nice little stun off, but he's fighting way out here. He's fighting way out here, and the turret is way down here. It's a pretty big distance. It's a pretty big gap. Garen's gonna get away scot-free. Nobody here to challenge him. Excuse me. Sorry. This Soraka, man. Soraka mid is actually very viable. And I don't care who anybody said, what anybody says. You get a Soraka with a crap ton of ability power, then she's just ridiculously powerful. Notice the Mia call immediately when she goes off of the... Now we gotta go back. Fight going on down here. We're gonna watch it. Alright, so let's see what happens. We've got Jinx pushing on this turret. Annie, the support, is way down here. Riven is down here as well. So we've got, it looks like, potentially a 3v3. 3v2, sorry. So, zap missing from the purple Annie, or from the purple Jinx. Zap missing from whatever. Engage onto, without any vision of what's going on. Riven is able to come up and take out, you know, at least help take out that one. Ooh, and what a snipe! Now, okay, 1 for 1. Now, granted that it was a shit luck 1 for 1 because she was just barely able to get that kill. Because I honestly didn't think that that was going to kill her with the amount of attack damage she has. That I thought it was. I mean, she's only got what, 10, 20, and 10% lifesteal, 20 attack power. Plus whatever she's got. She's got 186 altogether. No, I'm sorry, that's the wrong one. She has 112. So yeah, I didn't think that that was going to kill her. I'm surprised that it did. However, let's look at what went wrong in that battle. Let's go back. Okay, so here is what went wrong. We see Riven coming in from back here. They see nothing. Okay? Now, some people would say this was unavoidable. I say, because I'm watching this game, and I'm pretty sure that you guys are watching the same game I'm watching, I say that it's not. This is not unavoidable. And I'm going to show you why. At that point in time, all minions were cleared. Annie, we can see over here, they can't see over here. But at this time, they have both characters at full health, both here. And what does Leona do? Walks around. Walks around. And she lets that happen. She lets that happen. Now, why do I say she let that happen? I want you to notice where she is. Right here. She has a pink and 2 sight wards. A ward in that bush, and she doesn't engage. When I see, that's a small mistake, but a mistake. She has no vision in this lane right now. I mean, nothing. The only vision is here on Dragon, and it's for the other team. She has nothing. She's going in blind, and she's going to jump in blind. Anytime you jump in blind, you're doing a very bad thing. You never want to jump in without any vision. Now, there are extraneous circumstances. Sometimes if you have an entire team, for example, if you're fighting in this bush right here and you have your entire team here and their entire team is here and you already know where they're at, and say you want to throw the Leona dagger in and see what it hits, I mean, if it hits something, then yeah, you're going to be able to engage and you might be able to get your ult on whoever's back here hiding. It's a good idea, but you know, not always useful. What I would personally do is throw a ward in there, back up, and then see what you can do. Most of the time, when you throw a ward inside here, and your entire team's over here, and their entire team's over here, and they see that ward go down, they go, oh shit, go this way, and they walk. Wards are very scary. Wards are very scary items. When people play them, or throw them out, people tend to generally say, oh shit, they have vision here, maybe I shouldn't be here. It's best to have his vision on as much of the map as possible, and you'll notice that blue, or that purple, when they're going to dive in down here, have no vision in their lane. Nothing. This is an avoidable mistake. Think about that. Here's where the mistake happens. Not a soul in sight. She sees nobody. She sees 2 people. Alright. I'm gonna hit me a... Oh, my man, what does Riven do? Huh. Alright. Coming in right after you. Stun, the lockdown. Boom. 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 It's over. And it's done. Now, the only good thing out of that entire experience is the fact that Annie got the kill. Annie got the kill on the blue side. Solhex got the kill. Solex got the kill. Or Cal31 got the kill. Cal3L. Whatever the hell that is. Cable? Maybe? Because the one in the B, or the one in the 3. Cable, maybe? I don't know. Cable got the kill as Annie, and the ADC got the kill on the other team. So the ADC is a much better, you know, you want to give the ADC a kill if possible, and you want to try and keep the kills off the support if possible. Not saying that a support should not try to kill somebody, because there is a certain point in time, you know, around 15 minutes when team battles start to happen, 16, 17 minutes sometimes, when you know, the laning phase is starting to end, the support at that point in time, if they can secure a kill, then secure the damn kill. Don't let the person walk. If you let the person walk and you could have killed him just because you're a support and you didn't want to, then you've done the wrong thing. Different episode entirely, but work on that. Really good poke from purple right there. Really good. Actually hit that. Oh, really good. And Yee's coming in. Okay, so let's see what happens here. Kills, and Yee's just gonna walk. That's a good play. I mean, Yee doesn't know what's back here. Blue pink ward. Another blue ward. Notice still no purple. No purple ward.
Purple team's turret has been destroyed.
It's the bottom lane turret. Leona is now my phone is going. Sorry about that. Ugh. Baron is warded. Purple finally has vision. Some vision, something, at least. Let's see if the people of Discord can find out. Oh, what a hit! That was nice. That was really nice. That was a good hit. Couldn't even see her. Soraka coming in with the heals. They're gonna get some poke into this turret. That's a terrible ward. We got some hectic stuff going on here. Jinx throwing down a really good kill. A really good stun by Leona though. Ooh, that flash was worth it, I think. I think if she got locked up there, she would have died. So you see that Jinx is about to collide with this Annie. Annie's all smart, she'll get out of there. She's treading on dangerous water. She got a stun off, and that's seriously lucky for her. But look, she's going back in. I don't like this play at all. This is just a redundant idea. I don't know why. I knew that was going to happen. That poke was bound to hit her eventually. Annie should have left that fight. End of story. You don't need any more replay on that. Annie should have been out of that fight. Yee coming down. This is a good dragon take right after that team fight because they know one's down. Their support is at least down. They do have vision here, so they can see if anybody comes through. They're gonna get. They got the dragon. That's really good. That's really good. That's really good. Soraka's spreading over. Should be a dead Soraka. So this is blue outnumbered. Numbers game. When you go in one at a time, we'll talk about that one real quick. They went in one at a time. We can back it up and we'll kind of show you what I mean by that. So we have the dragon station. And I told you that this is warded, so they know if anybody's coming this direction, they're going to catch anybody coming this way. So they're fine. They're up for that. They'll take it. Now at this time, Soraka comes over here. You know that they're all separated. So Soraka is pinned down first. Riven goes ahead and takes the run of this attack. They get Soraka. Now at this point in time. After the other. And here comes the last person. So, trying to go in one at a time like that, it doesn't work. It was Soraka, then Leona, and then Master Yi. But after the Soraka, when you go in one at a time, Soraka went in first, and she was torn up. When you do that, when you split yourself like that, you put yourself in a situation where you have to choose between do I fight or do I run? And 90% of the time, it's too late to run. So try not to get in that situation again. Run next time, or stay with the team, good with the team. Especially since they had a ward right there, and they could have saw it, or they should have saw it. You know what? I think I've done a pretty good bit of analysis on this particular game. We got to see a few engages that were good, a few engages that were bad on both teams' part. And so I just want to end by saying, you know, this is really about when you team fight, or when you fight in general, think 5 minutes ahead of time. My frame rate dropped. Not sure why. They're analyzing the issue. Anyways, when you get into a fight, or when you start a fight, or when you go towards a fight, when you walk to a fight, any type of thing that involves you fighting, the very first thing you want to tell yourself is, do I have enough HP? Should I engage? And if I engage, what will happen afterwards? Because that's always a big factor. For example, if you engage and you know you're gonna, and with the possibility, even the possibility of dying, even if you don't die, but if you have this thought, where you say, if I engage here, I could die, but if I don't die, I'll come out ahead. And if I do die, I'm going to lose 2 turrets. Or a turret. Even a turret. Even a single turret. Do you do that? No. You don't fight that. Forget it. You sit back, buy your turret that's about to be lost. It's much better to sit back and not fight than to engage and have a risky situation. Now, granted, there are some times where you have to make a risk, or take a risk, in order to, better, I don't know how to say it, like, sometimes you have to take a risk in order for things to happen. But basically what I'm saying is, you just think about what you're doing. And personally, I don't like taking risks. I try to think or analyze what is going to happen. If I know for a fact that I could die, I back up immediately. I play ADC a lot, and sometimes I'll have my my support, and I'll show you what I'm talking about real quick using this particular map. But sometimes I will be here, and my support will be, over here-ish or here-ish. Doesn't matter where they are. And then we're fighting here, and then the people that we're fighting end up going this way, and into this bush and back this direction. Because maybe we zone them that direction, or maybe we make them have to run either this way, and they can't get this direction, so that they can't run this way, they have to run this way. Basically, that's what happens. Now, I will follow until I get to this point. Then I don't go in. Unless it's warded. If it's warded, I'll go in. If it's not warded, I'm backing the fuck up, and I'm just going to take my farm. I'd rather have my farm than to go in this bush not knowing what lies here or here. See my point? This is the type of thing. You didn't even see that. So, let's do this again. What I was talking about is having them zone this direction instead of this direction. So somehow you get them to run this way and they go into this bush. Now, like I said, I follow till I get to about here. I know I'm saying the same thing again, but I didn't have this up, so you couldn't even see the damn map. So I follow till I get about here, and after that I go back and I take my farm. Because I'm not going to walk into this bush not knowing what's here or what's here. You could die. Walk into this and you could die. And if I recorded my game, I would have loved to have shown you that. But I didn't actually record this last one I did. I had a support, Leona, who literally walked into this bush and there was a Riven right here. Along with the 2 people she was chasing. And I got to about here and backed up, and then she died about a second later, and I looked over and there were 3 people. And she was like, you could have got one of them. And I'm like, better for one of us to die than both of us to die, because there were 3 people in that freaking bush. And I told her that exact thing, and she was like, maybe you're right. And I don't know why she walked into it to begin with. I actually pinged and said back up, and I said be careful, but she didn't listen. She walked right in. I walked away and started taking my farm. I'd rather do that than die. That's just how it is in my personal opinion. I think you should, if you're gonna die, if you think you're gonna die, don't do it. And so, wrapping up, I'd like to thank you for watching the episode number 4 of Live Play League of Legends. Jodan the Wise, also known as Jeff Spencer. Like I said, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday are more live play leagues, where I'm going to do the same thing I'm doing today. Analyzing games, showing you what happens, why it happened, ways to fix it. I was going to say something. Oh, and also Friday, Amnesia, Machine for Pigs. Going to be starting that up. Going to probably play for a while. Don't know how long. We'll see. I think that's it. You guys have a good day. Good morning, technically, because it's 6:30 here. I don't know what time it is there. I just woke up at about 5, and I started to do this. And so it's 6:30 a.m. here, and I have to work at 10 o'clock. So I'm going to take a nap now that I'm done. Not that you guys care. I don't really have a better outro than that. Tune in next time.